Welcome to the Prototyping and Product Development Core Lab, or PCL, basic training videos. In this video, you will learn how to use the Ultimaker 3D printer. This printer is available in the Innovation Fabrication Laboratory, or IFL. When arriving, inform IFL staff. No PPE are required for the printer, but PPE are required when handling your piece after the printing is complete. Before accessing the printer, have the design of your fabrication ready as an STL file on a USB. Upload the file in Ultimaker Cura on one of the computers in the IFL. Select one of the two printers you will use. For today's video, we will use the Ultimaker S5. The printer has two nozzles, and you can set the size and material flowing through each at the top by clicking on 1 and 2. In the Material tab, select Ultimaker, then your material and color. Note that if you select an unavailable material, the printer will not operate. To check the material in the printer, open the lower door and press the Eject button. Pull the material out of the slot and take out the spool. On the side, you will see specifications of the material. If you do not see the material you want, ask IFL staff. In addition, check that the nozzle size you selected matches the nozzle size in the printer. If not, substitute the correct nozzle size. Note that if the attached and selected nozzle size are not identical, the printer will not operate. If changing nozzles, first unload the filament by clicking the square icon on the printer touchscreen. Select nozzle 1 or 2 and click Unload. It will take a few minutes for the filament to unload. Once the unload is completed, press the two clips together and pull out the print core. Other print cores can be found in the 3D printer drawer. If you cannot find the appropriate nozzle size or are unsure how to make the substitution, ask IFL staff. Note that Ultimaker Cura will not report an error in the case of a mismatch. Users will only know of the conflict when they connect their USB to the printer. Open the printer settings on the upper right. Extruder indicates the nozzle, so Extruder 1 is nozzle 1 and Extruder 2 is nozzle 2. Some of the parameters like temperature can be seen on the side of the spool. For first-time users, we recommend you consult IFL staff for some of the parameters like infill density, infill pattern, and speed. When the parameters are set, click Slice. Ultimaker Cura will then output the estimated time and filament mass needed for the printer job. If satisfied, export your file as a UFP, Ultimaker format package, to your USB. Now we are ready to work with the printer. Attach the USB to the printer. Remove the glass build plate. Wipe it with some dry tissue and attach a protective sheet on top. Use a spatula to firmly attach the sheet. Put the plate back with the sheet on top and clamp it in. On the screen, press the circle on the left, tap Select from USB and select your file. The time and material will appear. If satisfied with these parameters, press Start. If the settings are not correct, for example, the material is not available, the printer will read conflict and you'll be unable to print. Once the print job is finished, wait a few minutes for the piece to cool down. The nozzle is also hot. Then take out the build plate with your piece still on it and put it in a tray on a work table. Take your piece off the build plate. We recommend using a spatula since removal by hand may damage your piece. To clean the build plate, use isopropanol. Warning: always use latex gloves when handling isopropanol. Spray the full plate and tear the protective sheet off. Spray some Kim wipes with isopropanol and wipe both sides of the glass. Wipe both sides one more time with dry Kim wipes and place the build plate back in the printer. The protective sheet and gloves should be disposed of in the red hazard bin because they were exposed to isopropanol. Oh, and don't forget your USB. One last point. If you hear strange sounds, see sparks, or sense some sort of abnormality with the printer, please contact IFL staff immediately. Do not worry if you may have caused the damage. Printers in the IFL need constant upkeep and maintenance.